Hey guys, I got Lindsey here with us. She's here today for her second PRP injection, and she's got an interesting case. So I thought I'd just introduce you to her. And so, Lindsey, maybe you could tell everybody a little bit about your history and what got you interested in PRP.
Sure. Hi, everyone. So, my chronic illness has been going on for over 2 decades. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, bipolar depression at a very young age. I went through some spinal surgeries due to car accidents, also in my teenage years, and some sports injuries as well. And from there, I really never got answers to why was I a chronic migraine sufferer? Why did I have chronic pain throughout my body? Why would any of the doctors never be able to identify what the issues were, what were causing it? Why wouldn't medications help? And went through that cycle year after year after year. And so that's what brought me into the looking into holistic healing and looking at my diet and looking into other ways to start to heal my body. And I went through about 3 years of very, very chronic illness, which ended up being mold. It was one of them. So once my neurologist, I told him, "Hey, we found mold in my house. I'm 1,000% sure this is what
Right.
has caused my illnesses." And I had a team of 8 physicians, and they all said, "Yes, at this point, we can't treat you because it's
Mm-hmm.
multi-system." So my neurologist recommended Martin, and that's how I began my journey here and started with my mold detox, along with a lot of other issues, heavy metal toxicities from tattoos, also having, SIBO, candida overgrowth, and a multitude of other things.
Quite a few things,
Yeah.
right? And so it's been about 2 months since you've gotten your last PRP
Yes.
injection, and from what I recall, the sleep issues were quite severe. I remember you
Correct.
not sleeping for some days there, and
Yes.
also I think some anxiety and back pain, and you had some other issues. But maybe you could tell us, how you did after that first injection.
Sure. Yeah. So insomnia has been an issue for years and years, and I was getting about 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night, and I noticed immediately after the PRP I was able to go to sleep without any medication. My body naturally got tired. I was able to sleep and stay asleep soundly, and I was sleeping 9 to 10 hours. And I had that effects probably 2 days after my first
And that
PRP.
wasn't necessarily any new supplements or medications,
No,
right? That was all PRP.
that was all PRP,
Okay,
correct?
cool. And
Yes.
then the anxiety was pretty intense prior to
Yes,
that, right? So,
it was. Yeah, so the anxiety, I was also on, anxiety medication. I was on medication for depression. I had been on lithium for over 20 years. I am happy to say that I could immediately notice within the very first night an overall general mood boost.
mm-hmm,
The anxiety is definitely has really calmed down.
mm-hmm,
The depression has, now I have more to be grateful and happy for.
mm-hmm,
Um, and there are a lot of benefits that I just reaped from this, not
mm-hmm,
just only from a mental standpoint, but a physical standpoint as well.
mm-hmm.
Um, the Since my PRP, I have not had to take ibuprofen or Tylenol or be on a heating pad since my PRP,
And
and
you were
I
having
have
some pretty severe back pain, right? And that's
correct,
from old injuries and lots of other
correct,
things. So
yes.
that's pretty impressive, right? And
10 years
yeah,
I was on ibuprofen, Tylenol, and a heating pad every day.
right. And so recently we've had problems with mast cells. Were you
Yes.
having mast cell issues prior to that PRP dose too? Maybe you could give us a brief rundown of your
Sure.
mast cell journey.
Yeah, sure. So my mast cell really came to surface in February, so it was
Mm-hmm.
prior to my first PRP.
Yeah.
And that initially I did have a good benefit to the PRP with no flare-ups
Mm-hmm.
for about 4 weeks.
About 4 weeks. Okay.
Following the PRP, and around the 4-week mark, I have had some flare-ups
Yeah.
with the mast cell. And so that's why I've also decided to come and do
Right.
my second
So
PRP.
that's the goal of today, is to see if we can modulate the immune
Right.
system, repair the broken immune system that we see so often in SIRS and in mold. As you guys know, that mast cell histamine reactions are a pretty big deal. And I know, Lindsey, you've done a good job with your food and probably moving more into a meat-based elimination diet to shore up some of the mast cell reactions. But let's see how today's injection goes,
Yes.
Right? And you're feeling good thus
I
far,
am,
right?
yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, feeling great.
So just wanted to let you guys know about this case. Some of you may relate to some of these things going on, and PRP, we're still learning more and more every day, but it's quite miraculous when we get the dose exactly right. Some of the overnight changes that we can see, and our goal is to lessen supplements and medicines and treatments and overall cost. In really cases that have been around for a long time, in a chronic case, you're probably going to need more than one injection. We're thinking probably maybe 3, if not 4 here. But we'll keep you up to date as things going along. And Lindsey, thanks for that feedback.
Yes, thank
All
you.
right. All right. Well, peace out, everybody. Thanks so much.